Hi there, welcome back to Tipsy Traveler. We hope you all are doing well. In today's video we'll learn about map reading. What is map reading? Map reading is the process of understanding and interpreting a map. It is a skill that is essential for anyone who travels, whether for work or pleasure. The first step in map reading is to identify the different features on the map. This includes knowing the symbols used to represent different features, such as roads, rivers, and buildings. There are many different types of maps, each with its own purpose. Some of the most common types of maps include topographic maps, road maps, political maps, thematic maps. Different types of maps. Topographic maps. These maps show the physical features of an area, such as mountains, rivers, and roads. Road maps. These maps show the roads and highways in an area. Political maps. These maps show the political boundaries of an area, such as countries, states, and cities. Thematic maps. These maps show a particular theme, such as population density, climate, or vegetation. Topographic maps. Road maps. Political map. Thematic map. Steps to read map. The first step in map reading is to identify the different features on the map. This includes knowing the symbols used to represent different features, such as roads, rivers, and buildings. The next step is to orient the map. This means finding north, south, east, and west on the map. Once the map is oriented, you can start to interpret the information on the map. This includes finding specific places or features, and understanding the relationships between different features. Here are some of the most common symbols used on maps. Roads, rivers, buildings, other features. Orienting the map. Roads. Roads are typically represented by lines on a map. The width of the line indicates the size of the road, and the color of the line indicates the type of road. For example, a red line typically represents a major highway, while a black line typically represents a minor road. Rivers. Rivers are typically represented by blue lines on a map. The width of the line indicates the size of the river, and the dashed line indicates a dry riverbed. Buildings. Buildings are typically represented by squares or rectangles on a map. The size of the building is indicated by the size of the square or rectangle, and the color of the building is typically black or gray. Orienting the map. The next step is to orient the map. This means finding north, south, east, and west on the map. Role of compass in a map. Most maps have a compass rose, which is a symbol that shows the 4 cardinal directions. The compass rose is typically located in the upper right corner of the map. Once you have found the compass rose, you can use it to orient the map. To do this, simply turn the map so that north is at the top of the map. Interpreting the information on the map. Once the map is oriented, you can start to interpret the information on the map. This includes finding specific places or features, and understanding the relationships between different features. To find a specific place or feature on the map, you can use the map legend to identify the symbol that represents the place or feature. Once you have identified the symbol, you can use the scale of the map to measure the distance between the place or feature and your current location. The scale of the map. The scale of the map is a ratio that shows how much distance on the map corresponds to a real-world distance. For example, a map with a scale of 1:10,000 means that every 1 centimeter on the map corresponds to 10,000 centimeters in the real world. Things you must learn. Spatial reasoning. Spatial reasoning is the ability to understand and visualize the spatial relationships between different objects. This is an important skill for map reading, as it allows you to understand how the different features on the map relate to each other. Symbol recognition. Symbol recognition is the ability to recognize the symbols used to represent different features on a map. This is another important skill for map reading, as it allows you to quickly identify the different features on the map. Directional sense. Directional sense is the ability to find north, south, east, and west on a map. This is an essential skill for map reading, as it allows you to orient the map and to find your way around. Scale interpretation. Scale interpretation is the ability to understand the scale of a map, and to use the scale to measure distances on the map. This is an important skill for map reading, as it allows you to estimate distances between different places or features. Map reading, understanding and interpreting maps. Map reading is a vital skill required when traveling, be it for business or pleasure. This guide will walk you through different types of maps, understanding the steps to read a map, the role of a compass rose in a map, and the various abilities needed for map reading. Types of maps explained. Topographic maps. Topographic maps show the physical aspects of an area, including mountains, rivers, and roads. Road maps. Road maps, as the name suggests, emphasize roads and highways laid out in an area. Political maps. These maps shows the political boundaries of an area, like countries, states, and cities. Thematic maps. These maps show a specific theme like population density, climate, or vegetation types in an area. Steps to read a map. Identify map features. Learn the various symbols, like those used for roads, rivers, buildings, and more, used to represent different map features. Orient the map with the compass rose. Locate the compass rose in the upper right corner of the map. Use it to orient the map and understand the 4 cardinal directions, such as north, south, east, and west. Interpret the map's information. Find and understand different places or features on the map and interpret their relationships with each other. Map symbols. Roads. Roads are represented by lines on a map. The width of the line indicates the size of the road, and the color of the line indicates the type of road. Rivers. Rivers are represented by blue lines on a map. The width of the line indicates the river's size, while the dashed line represents a dry riverbed. Buildings. Buildings are represented by squares or rectangles on a map. The size indicates the building size, and the color is often black or gray. Other features. Other features, like forests, hills, and parks, are indicated on a map using varied symbols. Interpreting the map scale. Understanding map scale. Map scale is a proportion showing the real-world distance that corresponds to a given map distance. For instance, a scale of 1:10,000 means that 1 centimeter on the map is 10,000 centimeters in real life. Map scale significance. Interpretation of the map scale enables you to understand distance and measure that distance on the map. Using map scale. Once you understand the map scale, you can use the scale to determine distances between various locations or features, allowing for easier navigation on the map. Skills required for map reading. Spatial reasoning. Spatial reasoning is important for map reading since it allows for greater clarity in understanding how different features on the map relate to each other. Symbolrecognition. The ability to recognize the symbols used on maps for representing different map features is paramount for efficient and quick map reading. Directional sense. The directional sense is crucial in finding the 4 cardinal directions, making it possible to orient the map and find our way. Scale interpretation. The ability to interpret a map scale is important in understanding and determining real-world distances between various locations or map features. Tips for efficient map reading. Start simple. If you are starting on a map reading journey, begin with a simple map of a known area. This will help you grasp the basic map features and symbols. Take your time. Not taking enough time to understand the various map features and their relationships can lead to a troublesome map reading experience. Use the map legend. The legend is often a key to the symbols used on the map. Make sure to understand it before starting to read the map. Practice makes perfect. As with any skill, practice is key. The more practice you have, the better your map reading abilities become.